I have absolutely no idea where to start with this thing. I'm excited and yet not at all. Can I get this thing started? Will it start? Who knows? It's snapped a timing belt. I have got it running previously, but it's got a decade-old fuel in it. I put a decent battery in. Can I get it started? Comment below. Quick peek at this thing. Little rat's nest going on here. You can see there's been mice. I already took the bug's nest off. She's got a little bit of rust on her. Interior's pretty nice and clean actually. Mice being in it. Needs a good heavy power washing. So you can see on the underside here, it's a little rusty. Got a couple holes in the rocker panel. But that's, it's part of why this is a restoration project. Got tons of rust. Brakes are almost seized. They're only free from dragging it around. But overall, the underside of this thing is fairly clean. I'd like to get it running, driving, cleaned up, maybe painted, learn how to do some body work. Speaking of body work, you might see that thing in the near future as well. But overall, I think it's worth restoring. I hope you think so too, and you'll join me along this journey of oh so fun rust removal and repair. I'm excited and yet not at all. So like I said, this thing had a snap timing belt years ago. The only thing I've done to this thing is I put one back on it to see if it would start. Got it to run very briefly. Just for S's and G's, we're gonna try it again today. Well, that was a no-go. See what happens now. Boo. So I had an epiphany and I thought it sounded a little weird, so I checked under the dash, and lo and behold, at some point I took the main relay out of this since it did not run, and I was trying to get my Accord to run. It dawned on me, you can't get a car to run if there's nothing telling the fuel and the spark to do the things they're supposed to do. I gave the battery a charge. I'm going to give it some brake cleaner in the intake now. Obviously, like I said, I put the main relay in because, without that, nothing's going to happen. So let's see what happens. It really helps to connect the battery. Let's try this again. ain't giving up yet. Did some poking around on this thing since it wouldn't start. Under the dash, not only is it a rat's nest, but I found the fuel pump / alternator fuse was blown after putting 2 new 10 amp fuses in. I put a 15 in and it didn't blow immediately. So we're going to see if I can at least get this thing to turn over before it blows that fuse. Something tells me I have some serious wiring issues on this car from it sitting for the last 8 years. So, joy! Still no fuel. Unfortunately, it looks like I've been bested for the day. So if you guessed that I would not get it started, well, I hate to say it, because I would have loved to get this thing started and hear the racket it would make. You were right. I am not getting power to the fuel pump something. I blew multiple 10 amp fuses. I stuck a 15 amp in there just out of curiosity. I didn't blow the fuse, but I still get no fuel. So without no fuel, there's no fire. There's fuel, spark, oxygen, fire. Anyways, without the fuel, this thing will never run. Even spraying brake cleaner in the intake hasn't seemed to work. I don't know if I'm even getting spark, but for the day, I have been beaten by this car, but I am not defeated. If you like this video, if you want to see more like it, please make sure to let me know by liking it and commenting below. Also, if you have enjoyed the channel and you've seen some of the other videos, make sure to subscribe. It's free. It lets me know that you like what's going on around here as a whole and that you want to stay up to date.